This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Ray Collins. Scott is in later on this afternoon. Topping our news at noon, a woman is fighting for her life after a fire at her Sarasota house this morning. It happened off Proctor Road near McIntosh, and our Jess Dowdrick is there. Jess?
Good afternoon, Ray. Unfortunately, there are still a lot of unknowns at this point, but the fire did happen at the home behind me, and we know that the State Fire Marshal's Office, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, and the Sarasota County Fire Department are all teaming up in the investigation. Here's what we know so far. The fire department responded around 6:40 this morning, and within 10 minutes, the fire was extinguished. A canine from the State Fire Marshal's Office assisted in the investigation, but crews left the scene saying the investigation is ongoing. Neighbors report that the victim is a woman who had gone back inside the burning home for her pet.
She was a nice lady, and she had a dog too. That's the only thing I knew, but she was a nice lady. She said hi to me, I say hi back.
The investigation is still ongoing today. Most of the agencies were staying pretty tight-lipped about what exactly happened here. Of course, we'll bring you updates as we have them on our website, mysuncoast.com, social media, and of course right here on air again at 5 o'clock. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jess. Also this noon, an investigation into a car fire that spread to a house and killed 2 dogs. This is video of the fire sent in by one of our viewers. It broke out inside a home on Usepa Drive in the Sable Harbor community, just west of I-75 in Manatee County. Firefighters say it spread to the attic. 4 of the family's dogs were also saved, but 2 did not make it. One of the neighbors was outside when it happened.
I was taking the dog out for the last part of the night, and I heard a bunch of firecrackers, and I smelled a bunch of smoke. And I didn't really, went back in the house. I didn't know what it was.
Fortunately, no injuries reported and no word yet on the amount of damage. A Venice daycare worker is charged with child abuse after investigators say she slapped a 9-month-old baby. Deputies say this woman, 70-year-old Cheryl Ann Bolton, is accused of slapping the child last April at the daycare center at Christ United Methodist Church on Center Road. She admitted she became frustrated while changing the baby's diaper. After the incident, the daycare center fired her.
There was some red marks on the face consistent with a slap or some kind of a strike to the face.
We want to extend grace and mercy to everyone, and at the same time do what's responsible and protect the kids, and so that's our goal, and that's what we want to see happen.
Bolton is charged with 1 count of child abuse without great bodily harm. She was taken into custody Friday night and granted a supervised release. Also in Venice, a 48-year-old man is facing new charges after his initial arrest for possession of child pornography. Sarasota County Sheriff deputies charged this man, Mario Guerrero, with 16 additional counts of child porn possession. After his arrest in late June, detectives say they found 16 more videos containing child porn on Guerrero's computers. He was originally charged with 3 counts of possessing porn involving children. He is now being held on $400,000 bond. Students head back to class Thursday in Manatee County, and parents can track their child's bus in real time now. The district has a new app that will give parents comfort knowing exactly where their children will be dropped off or picked up. The app will update every 15 seconds, so it isn't all real time. Only parents have access to it, and they will only be able to see their child's bus for safety reasons.
So the first month is really trying to solidify the routes. Once those are in place, then we'll be able to better manage the on-time performance of our school buses.
The Manatee County School District is, by the way, still looking for another 10 to 20 bus drivers for this coming school year. All you need is 5 years of driving experience, a safe driving record, and a clean background. If you want to apply, go to Manatee County's school district website online. School starts on Thursday in Manatee and Charlotte and Monday in Sarasota County. John?
So soon.
Already, I know, August.
I know. That's what they're saying, too, the kids.
I'm
It's
sure.
so soon.
The parents aren't.
Probably true. We have some decent weather shaping up for us today. I think maybe next week, though, we'll be watching. Potential exists for some heavier rain showers around next week. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes here. For today, the Van Wezel webcam put into motion shows a lot of blue sky starting off the day. We have just some fair weather, high-level clouds that have streamed by, and now some mid-level clouds working into the picture as well. None of them containing any rainfall yet. This is going to be a day a lot like yesterday. You see those showers out in Gulf waters. That is where they will stay, continuing to move away from land. But inland, you can see a few showers now moving out of Lake Okeechobee area toward inland locations. There, we'll probably see the first inklings of the showers build. You can see the higher level clouds now being picked up here by the new GOES satellite. So very high resolution. Great stuff there. We'll be watching those showers building during the later afternoon hours. About a 40% chance by around drive time tonight of those showers building and moving closer to the coast. Talk about that, talk about our tropical storm down to our south, talk about all kinds of things coming up in just a few minutes, right?
Okay, thanks, Sean. Looking forward to talking to you soon. President Trump has once again resorted to Twitter on some major issues, this while on a working vacation in New Jersey. ABC's Emily Raw has details.
As President Trump continues his working vacation at his private golf club in New Jersey, he's showing no signs of taking a break from his controversial Twitter habit. Tuesday morning, the president firing off 5 tweets, 3 of them Fox News stories. One of those stories citing anonymous sources and apparently revealing classified information about the U.S. tracking the movement of North Korean missiles. Ironically, President Trump's UN ambassador was on Fox and Friends condemning the story, apparently unaware it was Fox News that released it.
I can't talk about anything that's classified, and if that's in the newspaper, that's a shame. I will tell you, it's incredibly dangerous when things get out into the press like that. You're not only just getting a scoop on something, you're playing with people's lives. Yes. And this has got to stop. Whatever the leaks are coming from, if somebody thinks they're getting power or fame from it, all you're doing is putting Americans in danger.
Just last week, the administration announced a crackdown on leaks, but today it was the president himself allegedly spreading that leaked information. Today's presidential tweets less combative than Monday, his messages carrying a much angrier tone, repeatedly lashing out at Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal, who once insinuated he served in the Vietnam War.
I am not going to be distracted or bullied by these slurs.
President Trump also blasted what he calls fake news and phony poll numbers, saying his base is stronger than ever. The most recent CNN poll, however, putting Donald Trump's approval rating at just 59% among Republicans. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
New at noon, an investigation involving Ford vehicles is hitting close to home. Police in Austin, Texas have pulled over 400 of its Ford Explorers after employees began complaining about carbon monoxide poisoning. Workers' compensation complaints are now filed. After hearing the news, police in Northport have decided to place carbon indicators in their Ford Explorers. Northport police say they don't believe it's a Ford issue, but they're taking a precaution anyway. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office also has Ford Explorer interceptors. Sarasota County Sheriff's Office does not. Also new at noon, Manatee County is making some moves about what to do with abandoned and derelict boats. The Bradenton Herald's reporting that the city of Palmetto is adding new language to an ordinance that deals with the ongoing issue. Between 2010 and 2016, they removed at least 92 boats from Manatee waters that were considered abandoned. Most boats wind up in landfills. Time now for lunch. Let's head to the kitchen where we've got Deepa Alfano from the Indian Table. And Deepa, what do you have planned for us today?
Hi, I'm going to be making Indian samosas today, a simple version of them, of the crisp Indian pastry stuffed with masala beef filling. So I hope you enjoy that. Thank you.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service call andservices.com. andservices.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
This is an important medical announcement. Barred IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a barred IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Barred Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the barred IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. andservices.com. andservices.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So I posted this on my Facebook page, John Scalzi, ABC 7. This is a shot of jetty lightning last night. Absolutely fantastic by our own director of mosquito management, Matt Smith, who's a really accomplished lightning photographer, which is an art unto itself, actually. Isn't that just amazing? I just love those shots. Lightning is incredible optical phenomena and atmospheric phenomena. 88 degrees current air temperature, dew point coming in at 73, south wind developing at about 9, a little bit of fair weather cloudiness out there, plenty of sunshine, on our way to seeing a temperature of probably 92 degrees or so for a daytime high. Our showers coming later in the day as the sea breeze collides with that general east-southeast flow that we're establishing. 87 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia, 88 in Mayaca, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota. 89 degrees in Venice, 88 in Northport, 88 in Inglewood, 87 Longboat Key. Kind of uniform temperatures right across the board from inland to coast. There's not a whole lot of gradient here. And the reason for that is we have had an east wind that is pretty well established and is going to be with us for several days in a row. When you have that wind that comes in off of the land, it tends to have a kind of a uniform structure as opposed from going from one medium, the water, to another medium, land. So we'll be watching that wind, which is now out of the south, continue to kind of shift around to the west with the sea breeze developing locally over the course of the afternoon. But generally speaking, we still have kind of a southeast flow across the state. Locally, we are developing that little bit of a west wind in the wind field. And those two winds are going to eventually kind of come together and collide and create that explosion of showers that we get in the summertime. Right now, not a whole lot of activity around, but we do have a couple of light areas of drizzle and showers in Highlands County, but other than that, things are pretty quiet. I think our showers will probably start kind of late in the day here today. If you take a look at the rainfall accumulations indicated by Doppler radar over the last 24 hours, we got some pretty good rainfall yesterday in places, no doubt about that. We have some places that got over 2-inch rainfalls according to Doppler estimates. A lot of places saw 1-inch rainfalls, most places saw ½ inch or less, and that'll probably be the case again today. So an area of disturbed weather still lingers through parts of the mid-Atlantic down into the deep south. Little areas of low pressure rippling along this stalled frontal boundary producing showers, some of them heavy again today. We have the potential, not so much of severe weather today, but certainly of some fairly heavy rainfall in and around the Atlanta area. There could be some rain showers that slow things down. And high pressure off the Atlantic coast for us continues to provide us with the flow pattern that'll take showers that build inland and put them pretty close to the coastline just around the sunset hour or a little before. So our weather today setting up very much like what we saw yesterday. West moving, late day storms with lots of sunshine before that, boosting our temperature. Franklin has made landfall. Talk more about that in a second. This is a cluster of showers that we'll continue to monitor. Not much of a chance of any development in the near term, but down the road, after this moves off to the northeast a little bit, about a 30% chance of some development by Saturday, maybe Sunday, Monday. And we'll watch that as it moves closer to us by early next week for the potential of some perhaps increased rainfall chances for the beginning of next work week and the first week of school here in Florida. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Franklin continues on a track that does not threaten the United States, on a track that'll take it closer to central Mexico next week. Forecast calls for a 40 or 50% chance of storms each day, and we'll watch next week, see what happens early on. Back to you, Ray.
Thank you, John. On to health news now. A cautionary tale about overweight and obese teens. Doctors are finding that teens who are teased about their weight by other children or relatives are more likely to be obese adults, struggle with body image, and develop unhealthy eating behaviors. Doctors say sometimes relatives think that their words are a joke or that they're helping for weight loss motivation. But no surprise, the words end up doing more harm than good.
The first thing is to make home a healthy and safe environment in which teens aren't feeling victimized about their weight, and giving them at least a safe spot at home to not have those experiences.
For parents who are concerned about their teens' weight, it's best to bring in a professional. Doctors say the results of the study are a good indication that problems with weight-based teasing need to be addressed early on. An unusual medical situation in Australia where doctors had to surgically remove dental wire from a woman's small intestine 10 years after she swallowed it. The 30-year-old woman showed up at the ER complaining of cramping and severe abdominal pain. Well, it turns out she wasn't kidding. There was a 7-centimeter dental wire used in the braces she wore 10 years earlier. The wire had punctured several places in her small intestine. No word how she swallowed the wire. It was removed successfully, and the woman is now okay. Easier now to get through the airport screeners as well. Barry Bonds admits he has one regret about his baseball career. We'll explain. And the Bucks will be on national TV tonight, but don't look for a win or a loss. The stories when we come back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
A Major League legend says he wishes he had more time in the game. Barry Bonds tells the Associated Press that he wishes he would have had one more season. He believes he would have hit 800 homers total or come close to it. He also says it stung to walk away after topping Hank Aaron's mark in 2007. Bonds is marking his 10th anniversary of breaking baseball's all-time home run record. He had 662. His record has been tainted, though, by allegations of steroid use. The 7-time NL MVP now works for the Giants. A major change in the world of golf. The annual PGA Championship will move from August to May starting in 2019. That's the first time that he played in the spring in 70 years. The idea would also include the Players' Championship moving from May back to March. Schedulers want to end the pro season before the NFL season begins. And speaking of the PGA, Jordan Spieth is on his way to making history at this year's championship. This week, he will get his one and only chance to win all 4 golf majors at a younger age than Tiger Woods did it. Tiger was 24 and a half, and Jordan is right now closer to 24. His quest is one of the leading narratives going into the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow. Get ready to see the Buccaneers on TV tonight, but not on the field. HBO's Hard Knocks will highlight what it takes to make it in the NFL. The 5-episode season focuses on the daily lives of Bucs players and coaches inside the meeting rooms, the training rooms, living areas, and practice fields. The cameras have full access to the team. The show airs tonight at 10 p.m. on HBO. Let's go back to the kitchen now with John and Chef Deepa Alfano from the Indian table. 2 very different accents today. John?
Don't you know? I am so happy to cook with you today, Deepa.
I know. The feeling is mutual, John.
I first met you, I guess, when you were on The View, on the Suncoast View, and you were cooking. And
that's right.
The food you made was amazing.
That's what I like to hear. That's fantastic.
So what are you doing for us today?
So today I'm making a simple version of an Indian classic known as samosas, which are these triangle pastries,
which are
delicious with Indian food.
Love them. May I?
Of course.
Why not?
Of course, of course. And although they're not hard to make, they can be a bit finicky to make, and they're time consuming, and they're deep fried. So I've simplified this because my whole aim is to show how easy Indian food is to cook at home. So what I've done here is I want you to keep the same textures and the flavors that we find in samosas. So what I decided to do is use a wonton wrapper baked for 5 minutes.
Oh, I like that. So they're not deep fried.
So they're not deep fried and they still remain crispy. And then all we do is we make a filling. And then once the filling is cooled down, we can fill up our wonton cups and
well, let's get to that filling. How do we do that?
Okay, so we have some onions sizzling away in here, which are browning. And to that, I'm going to add some fresh garlic and ginger that I'm just pounding into a paste here.
Okay.
With Indian food, it is so important.
I can help you do that while you go on to some. Yep,
I'll be happy. Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
So once we brown off the onions, we're going to add that. And then we're going to fry that off for about 10 seconds before we add the rest of the ingredients.
And what are the rest of the ingredients that you'll be adding?
Okay, so we're going to add some lemon juice, some salt, some tomato paste, some ground beef today we're going to be using.
Okay.
And we're also going to be doing some fantastic garnishes, which I think make the dish.
Put it right in?
Put it in.
Got about 2 minutes left.
Fantastic. Okay, here we go.
And I know in TV time it'd probably take longer in actual time. How long would you actually saute that? If you
You'd probably saute it for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm going to add the beef, and we're going to mix that around. You can probably smell how delicious it is right now.
It does smell good. And that you just added was tomato paste? Is that what that was?
Tomato paste and then some water. See, I'm saying tomato now. Getting me all Americanized.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
So we'll mix that up, and basically it will simmer, and I am going to show you one that I made earlier, given that we don't have much time today. So this is what it will end up looking like, because the water will evaporate, we'll add our spices, the recipe of course is online. So all we're going to do is get our wonton wrapper. We have to make sure that our filling is cooled down, otherwise we'll have a soggy bottom on this.
We don't want that. Nobody wants that. No. Now let me ask you. I'm going to make time for this. I want to talk a little bit about the spices that you're using here. Garam masala.
Garam masala.
Tell us about that.
Which basically means heat. Garam does. So these are like hot spices that we use. Not hot as in spicy, but just as in aromatic. So this garam masala is essentially an Indian food. It's a combination of black cardamom, there's some cloves in there, fenugreek seeds, some coriander seeds, some cumin. We also use nutmeg and some green cardamom here. And we all make different versions of this. I, of course, recommend mine, but quite biased.
It's very individual to families in India, right? I mean, it's one of those things that, as I understand it, it's bequeathed in a dowry even when you get married, right?
Yes, you're quite right there. And it depends on the region, the spices available and so forth as well.
Okay, I don't want to slow you up.
No,
so
that's fine.
We fill up the pockets.
That's it. All we do is we let it cool, like we said. We fill these up. And then what we're going to do...
And where does the garam go? Does it go into
yes,
that?
the garam masala would have been mixed into this.
Mixed into that, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha.
So we mix everything into this. Once it's kind of evaporated, which would take another 10 minutes or so.
About 30 seconds left.
Okay, so that's it. Basically, we put these on, we put our garnishes on. I have some pomegranate seeds here, which taste delicious because you get the sweet and sour combination. I have some red onions that I've marinated in lime juice in here. Colorful. And then if we like a bit of spice, we can also add some jalapenos to our toppings.
I like that. Can I take one? I'm going to try one of these if I may.
Please,
yes?
absolutely.
I want to remind everybody that before we go, the forecast. Well, the forecast's on our website too, by the way. But the recipe for this, for Deepa's recipe, and video instructions on our website, mysuncoast.com. Check it out. Deepa, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank
so
you.
do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely delightful.
Nice to be here. Thank you. Delicious.
All right, good.
Good.
That's really good.
No soggy bottom on that, right?
No soggy bottom whatsoever.
That's what I like to hear.
Delicious.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or spread out in your spacious new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows, what matters most to you? We found what matters is high performance. Our customers want energy-efficient windows built for Florida weather. Windows that can stand everything from scorching sun to hurricanes. Our customers want windows that reflect their life, their lifestyle. Windows that will last a lifetime. We listen to our customers, and as a result, we're growing. So if you're looking to replace your windows, stop here at New South Windows.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
I'm Alan Cohn. College kids and drugs. What are our schools doing to help kids that are having problems with drugs on campus?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Topping our news this half hour, the state is looking for more evidence about a growing number of videos showing shark abuse. Lawmakers are considering legislation to better define state wildlife laws. Sarasota State Representative Alex Miller posted on Facebook that events like the ones recently posted on social media brings to light other animal abuse cases. She says if the action in these videos can't be prosecuted, she'll present a bill in the next session that, quote, creates more clarity. An update now on a string of homicides on the Suncoast. Reward money for information on that double homicide in Longboat Key has increased from $18,000 to $50,000. 2 workers were shot to death early Friday morning at the Zota Beach Resort. And on Saturday, 2 men were found inside a Bayshore Gardens house. Just hours later, a man's body was found in Sarasota. The sheriff's office believes those 2 incidents on Saturday were most likely connected. The manhunt is also on for the killer of a police officer during a routine traffic stop in Missouri. Ian McCarthy is accused of shooting and killing rookie officer Gary Michael. On Sunday night, Officer Michael pulled over McCarthy because his headlights were out, and that's when police say McCarthy got out of his car and began shooting at the officer. Michael was able to shoot back before he died. The officer was an Army vet, a stepfather of 2, and been on the force for just 1 year. Here's the victim's brother.
And if my brother did that, then that's a hell of a deal. I guess he was my hero before, and if he could do that, then that'd be a pretty good deal. He'd probably take that.
McCarthy has an extensive criminal background, including an outstanding 2013 arrest warrant for assault and at least a dozen other criminal charges in New Hampshire. Officers Michael family believes he did not leave the Missouri area. In Ohio, a manhunt's underway for 2 men suspected of shooting at a mother and son during an apparent road rage incident. The 4-year-old boy was shot in the head, but fortunately, he survived. It all began when the boy's mother honked her horn at a stopped car. Police believe there may have been 2 gunmen. These kinds of incidents are on the rise. A recent analysis found road rage incidents involving a gun more than doubled from 248 in 2014 to 627 last year. Developing this afternoon, police in Orlando are investigating the circumstances of a child found dead in a van. The boy's body was found outside a daycare center Monday night. Deputies said they don't know how long he had been there. They're not saying how he died. His family says the child is usually dropped off by 5 or 6 p.m. But when he didn't come home, oh, they got worried.
This child has been there that long and you didn't check, something is real wrong.
State inspection records show the daycare center was not in compliance just last month with a state ruling about keeping logs on transporting children active. Also in Orlando, Walt Disney World has installed a lighthouse statue to honor the memory of another little boy. 2-year-old Thomas Graves was grabbed by an alligator and dragged to his death last year. It happened outside Disney's Grand Floridian. The lighthouse is the symbol of the Lane Thomas Foundation now. It was established after Lane's death to support organ donations for children. The family says it stands as a beacon of hope and support for families in the depths of despair. A family is demanding answers after their dog died in an airplane's cargo hold. This is Lulu, 5 years old. It was a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. She was loaded in the cargo section of a United flight from Houston to San Francisco, but the flight was delayed on the ground for 2 hours, and when Lulu's family went to pick her up, she was dead.
Unfortunately for Lulu and her family, Lulu had what we call brachiocephalic or smushed in face, which made her more susceptible to the extreme heat conditions.
The airlines offered their condolences in a statement. The Humane Society warns that cargo hold travel should always be a last resort, and in the summer, middle-of-the-day flights should be avoided, and some dogs should not fly at all. A follow-up now on severe weather slamming the country. A powerful storm system with tornadoes, flooding, and rescues from dangerous rising waters is stretching from the East Coast all the way to Texas. ABC's Maggie Rulli has been following it.
After a massive storm system ripped across the country, lighting up the sky and drowning roadways. Today, the cleanup.
And I walked back here and looked at this building. It looked like a war zone.
A possible tornado tearing through buildings in Salisbury, Maryland.
The rain went horizontal, and then there was a gigantic boom, and the ceiling dropped about a foot.
Powerful winds crumbling buildings and flinging cars like toys. In Houston, Texas, torrential downpours dumped more than a half a foot of rain since midnight.
The water just submerged our car.
And more emergency flash flood warnings in nearby San Antonio, where drivers caught off guard in the rising floodwaters had to be rescued.
The water's just about going over the hood.
Dangerous lightning strikes set homes on fire throughout Texas.
Pretty much the whole attic looked like it was on fire.
And in Tulsa, Oklahoma, an EF2 tornado.
Oh my goodness.
It was just black and everything exploded.
The family that shot this cell phone video says they didn't have time to escape the powerful twister.
They all get away from the window. Next thing you know, the tornado's down and we're underneath the debris.
We're also watching Tropical Storm Franklin in Mexico. It's already made its first landfall and is expected to pick up speed, slamming into Mexico again on Thursday, this time as a possible hurricane. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Luckily here right now, the buzzword is isolated showers in the summertime.
Yeah, I think we're in a kind of a weather pattern here that is going to promote the showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon we can count on. For the next couple of days anyway, which is great because we need that. This is the time of year when we get our rain. 2/3 of our rainfall comes during these summer rainy months, so we need that rain.
I went for a casual bike ride yesterday.
Yeah,
it ended fast.
Not so casual.
Get home fast.
That's right. That's the way it happens this time of year, and of course we got to remember our lightning safety tips as well. Casey Key webcam put into motion shows a lot of blue sky out there, only some fair weather clouds to start with, but then some little lower level clouds begin to build, especially in inland areas. You'll see that on the high-res satellite view in just a moment. There are some showers out in Gulf waters, plenty of moisture to work with, and the heat indexes are again high today. Those showers out in the Gulf will stay out in the Gulf, but closer to home, there are some showers brewing in inland areas, which will gradually drift into Hardee and DeSoto County and create the potential for some showers along the interstate that will build and gradually drift closer to the coast as the sea breeze collapses. We'll look for about a 40% chance of that occurring today. Complete forecast, including what's going on with Franklin, in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. New at noon now. Video from England where a jogger pushed a woman into the path of an oncoming bus. The incident was caught on camera. Let's watch now. It shows the man jogging on a bridge, a woman in a bus lane. Thankfully, the bus driver avoided hitting her, and the woman only had minor injuries. Police are still trying to find the man that did that. On to consumer news now. Uber's co-founder will not return as CEO. Travis Kalanick was ousted as CEO in late June after revelations about a toxic workplace culture and accusations of sexism. Uber's co-founder Garrett Kemp tells employees the company is committed to hiring a new world-class executive to lead Uber. A new CEO is expected to be hired within the next few weeks. Well, here at home, it's back to school this week in Manatee County and also in Charlotte County. Officials will once again be on the lookout for students exchanging inappropriate pictures on their cell phones. As our Jacqueline Matter found out, numbers show nearly 3 in 4 students engage in sexting.
The internet and smartphones have become essential tools used daily, but many dangers still exist that could put your child at risk. One issue that continues to come to the forefront: sexting.
If we're seeing trends a certain way where things are happening, we try to get the word out to the community, the parents.
A recent study shows nearly 80% of middle to high school aged children are sexting, and it's a staggering statistic many parents can't bring themselves to believe.
What they don't realize is that can follow them throughout their life. And once you send that message or send that photo, you have zero control over it after that.
Unfortunately, sexting is happening more than you think between teens, even right here on the Suncoast, which is why the Conyers decided it was time to sit down with their 14-year-old son.
We had to have that conversation just a few months ago. When he was in middle school, we received a notification from school saying that there was sexting going on through Snapchat. And we were like, what's that? I never used Snapchat before.
Sexting scandals have broken out at numerous schools across the country, but luckily no major incidents have occurred in Manatee County. However, to protect the school district and its students, Manatee County Schools has implemented an extensive section in its code of conduct that explains the seriousness of these types of incidents. If a student is caught sexting, those caught sending explicit images, which could include the teen who took the picture, his or herself, could face suspension or expulsion. And if other students were involved, the offenders could face felony child pornography charges and even have to register as a sex offender.
Our charge is to make sure our kids are safe on campus and outside of campus as well. We want our students to be safe, and we want school to be a place where they can come and be the best they can be. So anything that can interfere with that, we most definitely are going to look into.
School officials and the Conyers alike say the best way to make sure your child isn't caught up in a sexting scandal this school year is as simple as being aware of what they're doing online.
Be vigilant in knowing what your students are doing, what your kids are doing online.
Parents really need to do the research, because there's a lot of apps out there that even we're not aware of that look completely innocent that end up being, harmful to kids.
In Manatee County, Jacqueline Matter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Still to come, we'll take a walk on the beach in this week's A Place We Call Home. And a new fad involving painted rocks will tell you what local city is gaining publicity with this low-budget publicity stunt.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
So, air temperature 88 degrees, dew point value 73, Feels kind of sticky out there today, as we would expect at this time of year, dog days and all that. South wind coming in at about 9 right now. The wind's shifting a little bit more to the southwest as we head into the next couple of hours, and the sea breeze begins to form. Temperatures, well, we've hit the 90 mark now in Venice. Got 88 in Sarasota, 89, almost at 90 at Lakewood Ranch Parish, Bradenton. 88 degrees in Mayaca, Wauchula, Arcadia, 89 degrees in Northport. Well on our way to everybody, I think, breaking that 90-degree mark today. We have a general wind pushing showers away from the coastline now, and a few showers trying to develop in inland areas. Not a lot of activity, but we've got a few. There's one trying to pop up here in inland parts of Charlotte County. As we progress through the afternoon, we'll see more of that occurring, particularly along the interstate, where I think the collision of our sea breeze and the environmental winds will take place and produce those showers. Yesterday, we got some pretty good coverage, over 2-inch rainfalls in parts of Charlotte County. Most areas saw less than a half an inch, but some places got some 1-inch rainfalls as well in Sarasota and Manatee counties. There's Franklin continuing to produce just tons of rain over areas like Belize, Guatemala, parts of the Yucatan. It could be as much as 15 inches of rainfall in some of those mountainous regions, which of course is going to create a problem down there for flash flooding. Little areas of low pressure rippling along a stalled frontal boundary, producing more rainfall today, some of it heavy, especially around the Atlanta area. There could be problems with airport delays. Otherwise, the high pressure ridge anchored out in the Atlantic brings us an east wind around the general circulation of a high that brings us that east trend for the next several days. In fact, we'll watch the weather pattern kind of set up like yesterday, being the same sort of thing again tomorrow. West moving late day storms with lots of sunshine beforehand, boosting our temperatures up into the 90s. Franklin, as I mentioned, good comma shape now, moving into areas of the Yucatan, kind of fading a little bit, but perchance might strengthen once again. We'll talk about that in a second. And there's that cluster of clouds that has no real short-term chance for development, but is continuing to drift on environmental winds up to the west and up to the northwest eventually. We'll watch that, especially toward the end of the weekend and into next week. There will be a chance for development once it gets at a little higher latitude, about a 30% chance. And in any event, if it gets close enough to the state of Florida, it could really up our rain chances for the beginning of next week. So we'll have to watch and see how it plays. 45-mile-an-hour winds right now, moving to the west-northwest, exiting the Yucatan as we head into probably this evening, and then moving out into the open, deep, warm waters of the Bay of Campeche. As it moves toward central Mexico, it may, outside chance, may regain enough strength to be classified as a hurricane. Again, more likely it will be a tropical storm as it makes landfall. But we'll wait, we'll see. In any event, little impact at all on the lower 48. 40% chance of rain for us today and tomorrow, and as we head into next work week, we'll watch and see if that rain chance goes up because of that cluster of clouds I just mentioned. Right?
All right, thanks, John. The search is on for painted rocks in Venice. A group of people recently painted some rocks and hid them at random places around the Suncoast. When you find one of these rocks, you're supposed to post it on the group's Facebook page. The group has grown so much, the Facebook page now has nearly 5,000 members. Venice officials decided to commission a local artist to paint 10 city-themed rocks and hide them around the area. If you find a rock, you're supposed to post it on Facebook with a picture, then re-hide the rock for someone else to find. And speaking of Venice, our Linda Carson took an historic stroll down Venice Beach in a place we call home.
There's evidence that going back centuries, Native Americans enjoyed Venice Beach. In 1925, the first public building was built here.
Dr. Fred Albee, who was an early proponent and developer of this area, built a bathhouse and casino just a few hundred yards north of where we are now. On the beach, what we called Sandbar Beach at the time.
When John Nolan designed the city of Venice for the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers, he had a vision for this beach.
Just off my left shoulder, he envisioned an open amphitheater right on the beach, a promenade all the way down the beach, and ending in a exclusive resort. Was going to be located right next to the jetties.
But the Depression hit and the Brotherhood abandoned their Venice project and the area was never developed. Dr. Albee's bathhouse was destroyed by a storm in 1932.
Shortly thereafter, Milt Cousins, who eventually became mayor of the city of Venice built another bathhouse right on this site. The second floor for many years served as the city hall.
Larry Humes remembers that bathhouse well. It was still in use when he was a cadet at the Kentucky Military Institute in Venice.
In 1963, they tore that bathhouse down and replaced it with this pavilion.
The pavilion was dedicated February 8th of 1964.
A geometric design of this is what we call a parabolic paraboloid. As far as we know, it was the only design of its kind in the world at that time. Parabolic paraboloid, we cadets called it a flying handkerchief.
But at the same time, they were very proud of it.
We thought we'd arrived. We thought Venice finally deserves a place on the map to have a structure as popular and as modern as this.
It served Venice well.
For 90 years now. There have been a lot of changes to Venice, but we still market ourselves as the city by the Gulf. And I think this structure serves as an iconic symbol of the relationship that Venice has with its beach.
A lot of buildings have come and gone here, but from the days of the Native Americans until today, the major attraction for Venice residents, the major gathering place, has always been this beach. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A flying handkerchief. Love that story. Thank you, Linda. Still to come, an actor who burst on the scene in his 20s turns 80 today. We'll tell you who. And a whole new way to work out for pet lovers. After this.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace. 2 adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Players Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see Arsenic and Old Lace.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-620-2254. That's 1-800-620-2254.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you. ABC 7, My Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch My Suncoast News wherever you are. On our live stream, on our newly redesigned MySuncoast.com, and and a brand new ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, and dining with recipes in all the hottest Suncoast restaurants. Visit mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for iOS and Android.
The Bachelorette has found her Prince Charming. The 3-hour finale ended last night with Rachel Lindsay choosing contestant Brian Abasolo, who is a chiropractor from Miami. He proposed to her on a scenic hilltop in Spain. Lindsay says their love has tested her in ways she could never imagine. Abasolo proposed to her again last night during the live finale, and again she said yes. Good thing. That'd be awkward. Happy birthday, Dustin Hoffman. The 2-time Oscar winner turns 80 today. Back in 1980, Hoffman won his first Academy Award for Best Actor in that divorce drama Kramer vs. Kramer. He scored gold again 9 years later for Rain Man. Loved that one. Hoffman has 6 kids, including 4 with his second and current wife, Lisa. They've been together for 37 years. Speaking of birthdays, Bonnie and Clyde turns 50. To celebrate, the Oscar-winning crime flick starring Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty will return to the theaters for 2 nights only, August 13th and 16th. Tickets are available at fathomevents.com. If you have a bird, we have a great workout for you. A man in California has come up with a new fitness trend called Aversize. It requires you to train, run, and exercise with tropical birds. Its founder is a marathon runner and trains with his 2 parrots. He thinks Aversizing can be a healthy sport for a wide age range. He currently is trying to promote the new exercise on his Facebook page. And they have monthly meetings and a phone booth, John. Not a lot of folks are taking him up on that.
I'm guessing the birds like that. I'm not sure that they would. Right now, I'm just trying to recover from the depression of Dustin Hoffman turning 80 and Bonnie and Clyde being 50 years old.
I can see Dustin Hoffman still in The Graduate. You know?
I know. Exactly.
And now he's 80. Time marches on, and so do we. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Good Morning Suncoast.